I was gang raped 5 years ago. It is now 12:01 a.m. where I live. On the very same day 5 years ago, I was coming out of class at college. It must have been around 8 p.m. It was very cold and there was a storm on the way. Friend, my boyfriend at the time, would be walking me from college to our apartment, but that evening he just could not make it. So I was walking on campus. There was that group of jock, for lack of better term, who was following me. They were in my psychology class, so I did not think much of it. Then I was on the Nilovers path. It's basically a shortcut in the woods leading to college, where everyone goes to hook up. It was Pimpshbiaki. I could not see 2 steps ahead, being the scaredy cat that I've always been. I called my mom on my cell phone. I just needed to hear her voice to feel more at ease, but then I heard footsteps behind me and someone jumped me from the back. I don't know what happened to the cell phone, but it fell on the ground not far from where they dragged me between the trees. At that point, I didn't know there was multiple of them, and I was screaming at the top of my lungs and could hear my mom do the same on the speakerphone. She screamed like she was slowly being tortured to death. There was 5 of them and I all knew them very well as I had been teamed up with them for a class project not long before. I kept begging and screaming, which seemed to infuriate them more. They kicked me in the face everywhere on my body. They peed on me, forced me to eat dirt, and shaved part of my head, leaving a bloody scalp. Then when they were sure I'd be quiet and still, they took turns raping me and left me there. All along, all I could hear was my mom begging whoever was hurting me to stop. Her screams felt like they could be heard from miles away. They left me there when they were done, naked in the snow, beat up and barely able to move. They stole my phone and told my mom that her precious little girl Fife was unable to pick up. I was found the next day by the driver of a snowblower who almost buried me alive. In the meantime, my mom had raised hell to find me. The cops told me that they never had to deal with someone like her and that they were determined to find me because they weren't ready to die. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital recovering from multiple ribs fracture, a broken nose, a dislocated shoulder, multiple concussions, and inside bleeding caused by the brutal sexual assaults. I was unable to walk for a week as the pain was too intense in my back. That night, they picked the wrong one. They picked a fighter who was not ready to die.